How's it going, folks? This is Aviel Leos from the Children's Court, and I wanted to just do a follow-up video to the Nipsey Hussle video that I did recently. As everybody knows, Nipsey Hussle has been murdered, and he still has a wife and kids that are left behind to have to deal with that. So I wanted to just add to what I was talking about yesterday pertaining to the accountability that the culture has to take for what happened to him and what happens to black men every day in the ghetto and inside just in the culture that we live in general. So I want to first start off by saying T-Pain challenged the culture that we live in a couple weeks ago when he expressed the fact that he would snitch in a second if he was ever faced with a decision to make dealing with either prison time or his freedom. And he was berated, he was attacked and slandered by all of your favorite rappers, all of your favorite idols and celebrities, from Snoop Dogg to Fabulous, the list goes on. And those people are accountable for that. Snoop Dogg, Fabulous, I can't think of anybody else's name off the top of my head, but there were plenty of people. I should have Googled it before I did the video. But the point is, he challenged that culture, and one of them even went as far as saying he's trying to change the culture of our community with this ratting stuff. And that was disturbing to me, because these guys are all successful. These guys have better lives than you and me. These guys don't actually live in the ghetto, but they're trying to perpetuate and they're trying to keep alive something that's decadent and destructive to the people that still have to live here. And I want to say, I was on social media, and there's a lot of gangster rappers mourning today and yesterday. I fell asleep yesterday, and I always feel like I'm in the afterlife after I get a good sleep. I slept for about 10 hours yesterday. Ridiculous. I woke up, looked at my phone, and the first thing I saw was Nipsey Hussle's dead. It was crazy. I thought I was dreaming, and I don't necessarily follow Nipsey Hussle that closely, but I've always heard about him and the respect that he had from his peers and just in general for his moves in the business field. But yeah, back to the point. I saw a lot of them mourning, a lot of them sending out RIPs and can't believe this is happening, this is senseless, this doesn't make sense. All of these things I'm hearing from the same people that perpetuate that gangster culture, that destructive behavior, that I don't give a F attitude, and basically condoning that type of mindset. And I want to say to all of them that all of you, if you're watching, if this gets as far as you don't get to mourn, you don't get to cry, you don't get to be angry about this. You can be angry, that you lost a homie or something like that, but you don't get to be as sad as everybody else, because this is the life that you perpetuate. This is what you created. This is what you are a part of. You're a part of this life. Probably most of your next albums are gonna be about killing niggas and pushing dudes' brains back inside lyrical ways, and selling dope to a dude's mother, and sleeping with a dude's wife and shooting him if he gets mad. This is the type of stuff that you perpetuate. And I could feel like the rap of the game. I could feel the pain inside his voice when I was watching his live. He was rolling down the street and he was crying, and he was angry that he lost his mans. But dog, your new album is gonna be one of the most destructive projects in rap today. The way you disrespecting Kanye and his wife. They're talking about all of the blood life and all of that stuff that's going on. The only way we can stop this a little bit is for you guys to grow up and get and be leaders for the people inside those gangs, especially over there on the West Coast. Come on, man. We know over there on the West Coast, the gangs is the realest. That's the worst place to be. Everybody talking about Chirac and stuff. Those dudes are brain fried in Chicago. It's different in California. Y'all still got y'all brains. Y'all think that y'all in opposite armies trying to conquer each other. In Chicago, they brain fried. It's like Resident Evil over there, the way they killing each other. On your side, y'all still can stand up and say, we not about this no more. So, I'm ranting a little bit, but this is what it is. Nipsey Hussle shouldn't have lost his life. Nipsey Hussle's wife, listen, I don't want to start making this about, black women and stuff. I've never seen a black woman that happy in my life. And I've seen a lot of relationships. I've been in a lot of relationships. I've never seen a celebrity couple that happy in my life. I don't care if it's Beyonce and Jay-Z or Rick Ross and his girl. I've never seen a woman so happy in my life. And I'm not even trying to joke. When I watched the 30 Questions by them, they reminded me of like my grandparents or something. Like, you could see that they was gonna be together forever. So that hurts me a lot, seeing that video of them together, and just one of the many that you can catch them in, just enjoying each other, and knowing that she lost that, and that her kids lost that. She doesn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle was another guy that was a part of gang culture, but he was trying to maneuver through that gang culture to create something better. And for all the Bloods and the Crips and the gang members out there, I don't fault you for being pulled inside the lifestyles that you're in, because the majority of you, if not 100% of you, had no choice. It's get down or lay down inside a lot of those huge gang cultures, especially on the West Coast. But I do blame you once you get to such a high point that you could be a voice of reason and you could be a leader of change. What Nipsey Hussle was trying to do was change things. He was trying to create business and lead by example, and he was on his way to being a leader in the black community in general. And he demonstrated that through actions. He didn't just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I never actually heard him talk about it at all. I just heard everybody else talking about it. And that's a symptom, a good symptom of true leadership. When you got other people talking about all of the great things you're doing. Let's take Jay Prince, for example. A lot of people, after the whole NBA thing happened, a lot of people came out and said he helps the community. But I only heard that because the first thing I heard was, don't play with him. He get dudes hit. He'll touch you. It won't be him that gets you. Somebody will get you. That's not the type of vibration that should be coming out about you if you're really about change. So it took for everybody to start really bashing on him, for his people to come out and say, hey, he does stuff for the community. He's employing people. That's great. But if you're still a scumbag at the end of the day, it's not so great. And I'm not calling Jay Prince a scumbag or anything. I don't know him well enough. I just know what I heard. And if he is an underhanded good guy, then that's no good either. You're not really changing anything. You're just putting on a facade for people that can see through you, who are afraid of you. So I'm hoping that's not the type of person he is. But over on the West Coast, because I'm getting off topic a lot. Somebody like The Game, somebody like Snoop Dogg, YG, all of these different, the Mexican gangs too. I don't know any of them, but all of these guys could be standing up and making peace simple. It could happen in a cinch, because hip hop is one of the most powerful brands in entertainment. Hip hop almost brought the whole world together in the late 90s. That's the only reason the world likes, even respects, or has any love for black people at all. It's not because of these dudes that are here now. These dudes would have made the world hate us. They love us because of Michael Jackson. They love us because of Will Smith. They love us because the R&B, a lot of the hip hop that came out of the 90s. And some of it was degenerate too, but a lot of it was fun and party music, and we generate a lot of vibrations that get sent out. So if the leaders, if the influencers in hip hop from California decided we got to drop all of these colors and this gang stuff, and we got to move on as men and women in our community, it would happen in a cinch. Few people would rebel, but the majority would side with the influencers. But they don't do that. Snoop Dogg came back to his hood and perpetuated the gang culture. When he had a first-hand account of what it does to men over there. He got out by the skin of his teeth. Master P saved that man's life. And when he was leaving death row, he didn't want no parts in none of this gang stuff. He just wanted to make music. I remember the interviews. I just want to make music. I don't want to be a part of none of this. He was afraid for his life. Then he got around with, like, the G Unit or something, created the East Siders. All of a sudden, he's loking and crazy again. I just didn't understand it. That's why I still can't respect that man to this day. Because you were supposed to be a leader for change. So no, y'all can't mourn. Y'all can't sit there and cry and act like this is senseless violence. You can't say that. When you sat here and chastised T-Pain for saying he'll snitch, can the people who saw the man who killed Nipsey Hussle, can they tell the police? Serious question. This is not one of my normal type of videos, because this is not a normal type of situation. Even though death of black men and the black community is normal, this is more powerful, because I feel for the family that he had to leave behind, and I feel because he was generally a good dude, trying to create a better future for his race. And this is something that all black conscious people are always talking about. This dude was taking action on that. He had a beautiful wife that loved him. He had children. He had businesses. He was smiling a lot. He was always trying to connect with other black men. And it disgusts me that this happened. And it disgusts me that all these gangster rappers is crying on camera and saying we gotta stop this, and this is senseless. But they'll still get on the camera tomorrow and call you a rat if you talk to the police about a crime that happened. So no, you don't get to mourn. To me, no, you're a hypocrite. The first step in moving forward is you leaving all of that stuff behind, swallowing your pride, and saying I ain't gonna do this gangster stuff no more. I ain't gonna try to make people follow the street code no more. We gotta be real men and women again if we ever want to have a community again. That's the first step you gotta take to impress me, and it should be the first step you have to take to impress your whole community, because you're accountable for this. I'm putting this on you, because the music that you guys make could be more positive, but it's not. And if we have to rap about killing motherfuckers, put a disclaimer on yourself. Say this is not what this is just for fun. This is not reality. Stop making songs saying I'm not a rapper. I really kill people. Stop making songs that's trying to put you in a light that you're really a bad person. Because at the end of the day, when somebody dies and you saying it's senseless, I'm gonna look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? You do this for a living. You're all responsible for Nipsey Hussle's death. You're responsible for the deaths of black people in the hood across the nation. The Rough Riders, Cash Money, Rockefeller Records, everybody I grew up listening to, the Onyx, Mobb Deep, but shout out to Prodigy. Prodigy is one of the leaders of Black Contra, and if you don't know what Black Contra is, it's a song that I created last year. It's the start of a revolution of black men. But Prodigy rose above all of that gangsta ghetto shit and tried to save some of these niggas. Excuse my language. And what happened to him, he choked on an egg in a hospital. Give me a break. All of those people all of those groups and rappers that I just named, they're all responsible for mass genocide and death in the black community all throughout the 90s. 50 Cent too. You're all responsible for it. I'm not letting you guys cry on camera and say this is senseless violence until you take the steps to change. Uncle Murder, one of the worst ones. He's hilarious guy. You know what I'm saying? If he was a comedian, this would be a totally different story. But he loves the murder. He loves the killing. It's entertaining for him. So, I just wanted to make this video to point the finger at the people that make this happen, that make this possible, that make this okay, that make this cool. I don't want to watch you cry. I don't want to watch you mourn. Because you're the reason this happened. The music industry used you to make this happen. And then they threw you away. All you gangster rappers from the 90s are nothing now. You got money, you're still doing shows. They threw you away and brought a bunch of metrosexual or gay, fancy black little rascals in with Kool-Aid in their head and replaced you. Because after we got them to mass genocide each other, now we want the men sleeping with the men and we want the women sleeping with the women. So all of y'all got tossed aside now. So you got used and threw out like a rag, like a catch rag. And now the next generation's going through it with these scissor lean drinking scumbags. Lupe Fiasco and Kanye West, Kid Cudi. This was supposed to be the future of music. Even Lil Wayne, when he dropped the Carter 1 and the Carter 2, this was supposed to be the future of music. It was like Star Wars with Anakin. He was supposed to be the one to bring balance to the Force, and he turned on it. He turned evil and brought absolute destruction. All of you motherfuckers, excuse my language, were Anakin. And the true leaders of the new school, like I said, Lupe, Wayne, before, you know, they turned him out and had him wearing tiger skin leggings. Kanye, Cudi, and a couple other people that faded out or may have just taken a back seat. That was supposed to be where we were going. Nicki, before all of the spaceships are built to fly and all of that, you know, booty twerking stuff. When she made when she was on a basketball court spitting, I thought Nicki was about to be the female Nas. Then she took the oath. So music was supposed to elevate, and the powers that be said, we gotta throw some money at these niggers. Excuse my language. They'll bend to our will if we just give them some money. And guess what? Lil Wayne turned into a freak, a drugged out freak that's probably on his last few breaths. Hopefully not. But the scissor takes no losses. Lil Kim turned into a nut job, a Down syndrome version of Lil Kim. And, you know, Kanye West shined through it all. Lupe Fiasco got pushed underground, but he's still one of the greatest. Kid Cudi, you know, I mean, we could just go down a list of everybody. You know, I think J. Cole got scared. He got frightened by what he saw and just said, I don't want anything to do with it. Grew dreads and just started crying every chance he got. So they just leave him alone. Swallow your pride, guys. Drop all of this gangster stuff. The gangster image is not helping at all. Like I said before, we're cursed. There's gonna be killing and death. But we can possibly lower the amount of deaths that the black community has to deal with on average, that, you know, is heightened in the summer. We can bring that down if we can get you guys, the influencers, to stop perpetuating and making this look cool, to disrespect and kill and stalk and torture other black people. Because summer's coming. And guess what? The whites, the Arabs, the Chinese, they're going to be downtown. And they're going to be in the commons. And they're going to be everywhere. Sipping coffee culottes, taking pictures, just loving life. And the people in the hood are going to be watching out to see if somebody's pulling out a gun. Or they're going to be scared to walk past a crowd of black niggas or black women. And they're going to have to survive this summer. They're not going to be able to enjoy this summer. Because they're going to be ducking bullets, having big brawls in the street because some girl looked at